We need to get rid of ICE and we need to defund them. Why? So we can keep people like this here? What is wrong with you? All these people need to go yesterday. So again, that's dhs.gov, WOW, which stands for worst of the worst. Now, here's the thing. Once these individuals are removed, the next layer of individuals will obviously be people that are here illegally. Let's just use the driver's license individuals, for example, right? These people lied and said that they were US citizens, and they're not. But they have a driver's license and they do have the ability to vote in local elections. That's what they're able to do. As the video, the gentleman said, yeah, they got popped trying to vote in a federal election because they're not citizens. And that's where it's checked sometimes. And it was really only checked in Irvine. But what about the rest of the state of California? What about the rest of the country? Because Tim Walz, he just decided to give everybody driver's licenses in his state. Made a whole proclamation. Yes, whether you're legal or illegal, you can get a driver's license. Great. Put them all in the database. Thank you for saving everybody time. Now immigration can look them up directly because now they're in a database and you cannot stop the federal government from getting that information. Sorry. You can't. You can't. You can try, but you can't. So, certain things, I'm just saying, I like it. I like it a lot. Now I also, let me keep that to the end. Okay. I'm going to keep some stuff towards the end. I wanted to circle back to the Ring camera for a moment because I definitely wanted to look up the terms and conditions to see how they're able to get around this, because there are some privacy agreements that do come along with all of the technology that we use. And like I said, sometimes we're signing away our Fourth Amendment rights to use these different pieces of technology. So let's see. Now, key sections and provisions, agreement and parties. This is a binding contract between you and Ring LLC affiliates, right? By using Ring products, okay, and that's if I decide to buy it, you agree to these terms for yourself, household members, and anyone using your account devices. So this is anyone, right? If buying through Amazon.com, blah, blah, blah. Eligibility, you must be at least 13 years old to have a Ring. Okay. At least 13. Age 13 to 18 require parental guardian consent who agrees to the terms, restricted if under U.S. sanctions or export laws. Okay, use of Ring offerings covers storage, viewing, and management of your captured content. You must comply with laws, obtain consent for recording where required, avoid illegal surveillance, right? Products need reliable Wi-Fi, on and on. Subscriptions, ownership license, your content sharing. When you share content via Ring neighbors or links, you grant Ring a broad, perpetual, royalty-free license to use, modify, distribute, and sublicense it worldwide. Content must not be illegal, harmful, or violate guidelines. And so they have these neighbors community guidelines. You warrant, that's weird. You warrant, you have rights to it. That's weird. It seems like it should be your warrant, you have rights to it. Or, yeah, that just doesn't sound right. Like, that doesn't sound like speaking proper English. But, there's typos in these things a lot. Just saying. Privacy. See Ring's separate privacy notice. So this is separate, right? Because I just asked for some of the terms and conditions as of November 3rd, 2025 for details on data collection, account info, videos, location, data, device data, use, sharing with affiliates, providers, law enforcement as required, and your rights. Okay, limits liability, distribution, blah. So I say, can you outline the search party feature in Ring that users can sign up for? Okay, because you've already heard you don't have to have Ring to do it. You can just, use the app. So Ring Search Party is an AI-powered community feature in the Ring app integrated with Neighbors by Ring. That helps reunite lost dogs with their owners by using footage from nearby outdoor Ring cameras. It was expanded in early 2026, the Super Bowl ad, and is now available nationwide in the US to anyone, even if you don't own Ring devices. No subscription required to start one. Just do it. Now, the purpose is for finding missing dogs and pets, right? The camera scan recent saved footage for potential matches to a reported dog. The AI's role, when activated, participating outdoor Ring cameras automatically use AI to analyze footage for dogs that match the description photo provided. Community aspect, it turns the neighborhood into a network of extra eyes. If a match detected, the camera owner gets an alert and can share the clip. It's free to use, expanded in February 2026, so non-Ring users can initiate searches via the app. What happens when it's everything and everybody everywhere all the time? Because right now, again, our phones, if they are on, and sometimes even when they're off, this is why people have Faraday bags for their phones. They're listening to you. They're always on. It's crazy. Now, opt in, opt out for camera owners. Now, the feature is enabled by default for outdoor Ring cameras users. For Ring cameras, users can disable it. Only cameras with saved video history, typically requiring a Ring Protect subscription, can participate fully. Yeah, so people that have the Ring cameras, they can opt out. But are they aware they're even opted in automatically? That's the other thing. Temporary nature. Search parties are short term, auto end after a few hours unless extended or confirmed. Look, we'll find out years later. Oh, it's always been on. What? Yeah. It sounds good. You know this is about to be a hot mess. Okay? It's about to be on. Let the lawsuits begin. But will they? I don't know. This is how you can sign up. And I'll make sure to put my research link in there. So it's tied to neighborhood community. Privacy concerns have been raised, right? Default on scanning of neighborhood footage, but Ring states it's limited to animal detection, temporary, and users control participation. Guess what? It's still scanning everything in the neighborhood, even if you're not a dog. It's just trying to look for the dog to alert you. That doesn't mean it's not scanning everything else. Do you think we're stupid? Yeah, I think you think we're stupid. We're not dumb. Yeah. And they are wild with the things that they come up with. I mean, it's severe. It really, really is very, very crazy. I might do that one tomorrow. Sorry, I'm talking to myself, y'all. Before we go any further, there was something I did want to play for everybody. Apparently, there was a prayer breakfast last week, and somebody that I saw yesterday at the Capitol said, "Did you hear what was announced?" I said, "No." And but I wanted to share this with you guys. This is what President Trump announced at the prayer breakfast last week.
What's it like to be a Christian in an
Nope, wrong video. That was not the video. I was like, hey, Where's my video? Sorry, you guys. I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, because it looked like the one I needed. Where's the one I want? Oh, no. It's not in here. I'm sorry. Look, I apologize. I did not download it. So I will take a break and download that really quick so that I can share that with you guys because I think it's definitely important. So again, thank you so much for joining me here on Unfiltered Vision News, and we will see you guys on the other side.
A life empowered is closer than you think. We're all looking for a better way. Reimagine what's next with a new sense of exuberance. Why not power on like you mean it? Or power off blissfully? A better sleep is a better awake. You've never moved like this before. The energy nature intended. Imagine reprogramming the way you look at the speed of science. At longevity. At exhilaration. It's next level rejuvenation. Take your well-being from the inside out and outside in. The light within is ready to ignite. Be the light. LifeWave.
And we are back. Thank you so much for joining me here on Unfiltered Vision News, bringing you the news unfiltered Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern. My name is Dr. Shakyadoni Nichols, and I will be your host. Thank you guys so much for dealing with me by my little technical difficulties. I just forgot to download the video. My goodness. But let's get to some of the comments. Let me take a little bit of break. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here this morning. We've got Patty Cakes, Miss Eddings. Thank you, Miss Eddings, y'all. And Spud McKenzie says, good morning and amen. Thank you for joining us from YouTube. And Harriet, thank you so much for reposting the stream on X. And Will Jones says, you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for that. And Sweet Sister has joined us on X and she's reposted. And Will Jones says, nope, they all are in there because they deleted the images of many. Oh, yeah, there's that. Sassy Lady, thank you so much for joining us and reposting the stream. And Young Republicans, thank you so much for joining us here. He says, pets are code for people. Look, it's one of those things, they just want to use the pets first to perfect it. That's my opinion. It's like, let's just run this as a test subject, right? Because once we have all of this perfected, there we go. I mean, we've already been told we've been under surveillance for decades, for years. And let's see, Young Republicans also says, people can rob your house or worse. Yeah, they can. But the worst part is the invasion of privacy, the assumption of guilt, and how they've completely eroded the Fourth Amendment. I mean, this is Fourth Amendment stuff. This is like complete violation of privacy. Because, like I said, they use the example. If my neighbor has a camera across the street, I don't have one. That camera can bleed out to areas. You know, my house is across the street. So I'm a part of it, even if I'm not signing up for it. So where's the lawsuit for that? It's coming. I don't really think they thought about the people who didn't want that. Right? Because even if I opt out, I'm still on camera. But how do I opt out? Because I don't own one of these cameras. So I'm just subjected to my Fourth Amendment being completely violated. Now, you might say, how is that? Because the Fourth Amendment gives people the right, proper search and seizure, an assumption of guilt before they can actually say, show me what you have, or let me come inside. Or this is why we have warrants, because police can't just walk into your house. They need a warrant. They need probable cause. They need a reason to come and see what's going on with you. With these cameras, they're going to see everything that's going on with you, even if you haven't participated in it. That's what I'm saying. It comes back to that part. I haven't even signed up for this. Like, why are you putting this in my neighborhood? So I'm hoping maybe that lawsuit's going to come out. That'll be a nice, big, juicy class action lawsuit that we can bring about, right? Fight for our privacy, fight for our rights. But this is a video I thank you guys for doing with me. I wanted to show you and play.
This morning, I'm pleased to announce that on May 17th, 2026, that we're inviting Americans from all across the country to come together on our national mall to pray, to give thanks, and we are going to do something that everyone said, like, that's tough. We're going to rededicate America as one nation under God.
Yeah. So they're going to have a rededication ceremony on the National Mall, as he said, May 17th, 2026. So I'm sure there's going to be more posts and more information on that going forward.